continue. Blessed be.
Welcome back, everybody. We're really glad that you joined us. This is going to be a pretty hot topic. Joining us this evening are Colleen Rose from Church of Caduceus and Anthony
Minson.
I never did get your last name. From Hands of Change Coven. You know, this is one of the things that happens in the pagan community. You know Anthony from Hands of Change? Yeah, I know Anthony from Hands of Change. Never knew his last name. But we know who he is. We know all about him, but we don't know his last name. Thank you for coming all the way up from Jersey.
Yeah,
and
my
we're
pleasure.
really glad to have you here. Colleen.
Yes.
Let's talk about the papal apology. Now, what you all have to understand out there is that Colleen and I were both raised to be good Irish Catholic girls.
We're in recovery.
Or at least sort of, okay? It was a good cover for our parents to do.
You're Catholic with dissenting opinions.
Yes, that's it. We just want to learn the candle magic.
That's right, that's right. The candle magic is wonderful. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the papal apology, and I know you have a lot of information about it, so I'm going to let you kind of sort of tell people what's going on.
The papal apology, the Pope will be making a statement, and it will be March 12th. So it is, I believe, this coming Sunday. In the apology, I believe, it's not actually, they're calling it the papal apology, but what they're doing is they're not actually apologizing. It's something that the Pope has been doing since he made Archbishop in Poland. What he is doing is asking for forgiveness for the past places and times where the church, and I'm trying to use his wording exactly, where the church has deviated from its gospel, from the gospel. And this includes the Crusades. This includes different indigenous peoples, where he went in, you know, where different popes had people go in. This includes when the Protestants were banished. It includes all of these different, the Inquisition is it's the big number here. And basically, he has been working, what we did find out is he has been working with the other Christian groups like the Lutherans and the Protestants, the Episcopals, also the Muslims. He's been working with them to come to this point in time for 5 years. Okay? He has made numerous apologies over that time, asking of forgiveness. I really don't want to say apology because that's not this is how we're looking at it, but they're phrasing it as the others, so I'm using their terminology. And basically they've been working on getting ready for this for 5 years, which none of us were aware of. We became aware of it, I believe, last year around June. We became aware that the Jubilee was coming and that this would be a part of the Jubilee. What he is asking is that this be a day of reconciliation and of forgiveness and of asking for forgiveness for Catholics. He feels that the church cannot move forward unless it is able to be responsible for what it has done in the past, which is...
Oh my God, taking responsibility for your actions. What a concept, boys and girls.
Well, and it's kind of an amazing thing when you think about it, basically because, you know, for those that aren't as familiar with the Catholic, I mean, we're very familiar with how the Catholics work, but the Italians that run the place are kind of upset because this is a Polish pope, okay? This is not an Italian pope.
And it's not a very... Well, to say that it's not a popular idea is probably tremendous understatement.
Oh, yeah.
He has taken considerable flack, from what I understand, he's taken considerable flack for his opinions, probably pretty close on to what John the 23rd tolerated while he was in office.
Yes.
For the Ecumenical Council and that
for when he yes.
that whole thing when he did all kinds of wonderful things
that
moved the church forward and moved it out of the dark ages and into the light. And Pope Paul is also taking a lot of heat for what he is doing and for his opinions, which is a very courageous thing for anybody to do. And what I want to say to anybody out there, and yes, we would welcome you to call in and say hi, hello, and talk to us a little bit about this. The number here is, we will be taking calls during our third segment. We're going to get out what we can this time, and then we're going to hopefully have you guys call in and tell us what you think. I have to say that in my personal opinion, okay, note, big bubble over Cate's head says personal opinion. I think it's an extraordinarily courageous thing to do. I think it's a very difficult thing to do. And I know that there are a lot of people in our community who are very appreciative of the fact that this step has been taken. And there's also another bunch of people who are out there from our community who do not have the appreciation for this, the magnitude of what this man really is doing. And although it seems a very small step to us, perhaps, this is a very large step in the workings of the Catholic Church and for people of that faith.
Absolutely.
And I think that we should recognize that. And I think we should give him an awful lot of respect and applause for what he's trying to do. And the people who aren't real happy about it in our community seem to think that we should be getting a lot more. As a mother, I'm going to give you my mommy look now. As a mommy, what I'm going to tell you is be grateful for what you get. Because as we all know, living in the United States, government works very, very slowly. The wheels turn real slowly. Well, if you think our wheels turn slowly, put 2,000 years on them. And think about Rome, okay? They move even slower. The fact that this has happened at all is tremendous. And I know that people are whining and complaining because he's not talking about pagans and he's not talking about Wiccans specifically. I'm going to really get up on my high horse and really piss off a lot of people right now. Because what I'm going to say to you is, grow up. What do you want? A personal apology with your name engraved on it? Get a life, get a grip. Okay? The guy's doing something here. Give him some credit. Is it exactly what all of us may want? No. Maybe not. But you know what? We can be bigger than that. We can show what wonderful, true, spiritual lights we are by being bigger than that.
Can I tell you what I've actually suggested?
Yes, I want to hear
our people.
Yes, because this is something that you and I did talk about on the phone.
This is
off my high horse now.
Well, that's okay because I'm getting into the saddle, as it were.
You guys are really in trouble.
Bad choice of words for a pagan show. But in any case, what I have asked for the people that I teach and the people that I share worship services with is that, number one, they get rid of the victim mentality. If you feel that you need an apology, you are creating yourself as a victim mentality.
Talk to them.
I, for one, have carried around this victim mentality long enough. In my heart, and what I have asked the people that I teach to do is, please, forgive them. Forgive him. Because forgiveness is not for the people you're forgiving, it's for you. I no longer have to carry this wagon behind me of all this load of stuff and this animosity. I all of a sudden have this huge amount of energy that I used to use to pull this wagon. And I never liked being a victim. And if someone owes me an apology, that puts me as a victim. So I would rather take that jump, number one. Number two, I really feel that it's...
Yes, I get it.
The victim mentality is one piece of it. The other piece of it that I have a very, very hard time with is I always find that people get the most angry at what they're guilty of themselves.